small town.
Right, Rio? I think that's how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah. You had that new Maui-Dew? It's coming to a town near you. It's climate change, basically, because we're bad people, you know. We can't control ourselves. We keep driving cars and stuff and participating in a lopsided, fucked up society. You know, we're to blame for the dew. We came up with that. We're the ones electing our leaders, you know, we're the ones consuming the food and all the other shit that they're putting in the atmosphere, and we're breathing it in. How dare we? Get in your emotions. Get trapped in your emotions. Let the darkness feed and run through you so you can find some kind of virtue in doing what's right. Being a good person. A society person. None of that crazy conspiracy stuff, guys. Yeah, the world's crazy, but there's rational explanations for it. It's us. And really deep down it is us. And it's because we're too fucking weak to acknowledge the facts. And what is the weakness? It's just our inability to face the own shadow within ourselves and reconcile our lack instead of projecting it. The world, people, situations, they utilize the untapped dark matter within us to manifest form in the world. At least that's what I feel. I could be wrong. I'm open to changing that opinion, but when you know what your feeling is telling you to be right, the words are ancillary to the meaning. All right, let's look at a chart today here. Mars rising right now where I'm at. So you're getting a little bit of that. Emotions coming into reconciliation with the mind here. In between Pallas Athena and Mercury. You know, when you share information, when you share perspectives, you disempower other people, because if they're not at the same place as you, if they haven't done what you've done, if they're tuned into a different melody in life than what you say, what you bring is disgusting to their ears. It ruins their song. Means that either you're out of tune or they're out of tune, and they ain't out of tune. Because if you consider yourself out of tune, that means you got to do some shit. Me, I'm okay with being out of tune. I'm always tweaking my tuning. I've been up and down energy-wise. The emotions come up. Sometimes I get caught in them and I go into the autonomous loops, and then I realize, you know, what a waste of energy that is, and then I move on. Sometimes I'm able to catch it and feel into what it is and try and reverse engineer where it's coming from, what it is, how applicable is it to my life. What is the fear? What is the anger? What is the whatever? Where's the bind? Where's the knot? How deep down in the river of your life do you gotta dive sometimes? sometimes we can't hold our breath long enough to get down there. You've got to work at it, you know. It's like, and it's not really work, it's just familiarity, actually. It's just muscle memory. The world's going to be giving us all sorts of shit. Maui-Dew's coming to a town near you. You know, this movement towards technocracy, technology, cryptographic, monetary system. It's not about the system itself, it's about what it brings. It's about a control state. They want everyone in cities. They don't want us on the land. They want to create Plato's Republic, a two-tier world. The Goyim all locked up in our bins in our little shit show towns where we're communal. Universal base income is not just about income, it's about quality of life, it's about food, it's about reason, it's about spirituality, it's about repressing all that. Using us as batteries, all the shadows and the darkness that gets ingrained in us so that it can flourish in the hands of the wizards. Haven't you noticed people in the cities, you know, when you grow up eating toothpaste sandwiches or sugar sandwiches or ice cube sandwiches, if you don't got loving parents, if you don't got role models, if you don't got anything to look up to, you don't really value things in life. If your parents treated you bad, if they were scum and they made you feel like that, you don't feel value in the world. You feel value in the ideals of what it could be, and then you feed your shadow into this fucked up shit show. If you haven't figured that out, you've got some stuff to do. You've got to reconcile with your own ignorance. But if you grow up in a loving household, in tune with nature, under the ordinance of the creative laws of life, natural laws, then all the shit you see in this world is just fucking discord. It's a fading static, falling out of resonance. I'm deaf to that world. I'm not being entranced by it. So if you're entranced by it, you're too close to the noise. You got to get out of there. Epigenetics. You stare into the abyss and it becomes you. So, climate change. You know, the entire fucking solar system, whether you believe it's a hologram or not, is warming up. It's been warming up for 20, 30,000 years probably. We don't affect jack shit on this planet except for when we burn shit down, when we do stupid things. And who does that? Who calls those shots? Who burns chemical waste spills? Who vents nuclear waste I mean, who is for glowing in the dark? I'd rather be in the dark than glow in the dark. I don't give a fuck about convenience when it destroys the sanctity of all this. If you think that we're the pinnacle of achievement, our societies are a true representation of the heritage of human spirit, then you're fucked. You should probably get chipped, lobotomized through Netflix and all the other shit that they're injecting in you. Enjoy that world. That ain't me. There'll be a time when me and you are going to have to face each other. How is that going to play out? You live for nothing, or you die for everything. So the world's going to get more fucked. It's part of the narration. They want us to get rid of gas and all that other stuff and go to electricity. Electricity doesn't really jive well with the human anatomy. But you know, if you don't have to worry about that because you've got fucking nice place to live and the people you care about are safe and sound, then who the fuck cares about everyone else? If they're not smart enough to see it, if they're too trapped by their emotional processing to notice, then that's what they deserve. And that's not how I feel, but that's how some people feel. Sophists, it's a disease, a spiritual disease. It's a process of learning godhood through trying to become God at the expense of another, using their energy against them, using their energy for your gain. Essentially, it's ungodly. It's not the golden rule. It's the Goyim rule. And that's just a word. Whoever you are, whatever your blood, doesn't mean you're good or bad. It's the context of your spirit. Pythagoras said a brother and sister in spirit is far more valuable than a brother and sister in blood. That's true. So the world's about to get more technocratic. I mean, you can't defeat the world in the mind. The mind's what created it. And if you're not following your heart, going for what you feel to be right, true in this world, then you're just contributing to the shit show. Because you are in the mimicry of this fucking echo response bullshit. Seeking your virtue, externalizing your purity into icon external for some reactionary measure. That's martyrdom. That's the cube. Tyrant, victim, martyr, savior. It's the Riddick effect. You have to be an enemy of the state, an enemy of all that has been deemed collective virtuism in order to make it through the shit show. You have to get off the path, create your own. Rewild yourself. So that's what I'm speaking right now. That's what I'm giving through my Virgoan energies at this moment. And I don't have much, but I do have Ceres there. And it is my 11th house, which is what I'm doing right now. How do you tap into the spirit without being forced into it? When you force people into decisions, they only have limited choices. When you create your own opportunities, then it's free-flowing, it's open to your potential. But how do you get there without the necessity, without the need? How do you find that? That's the trick. I'm not sure. I don't like being brought to form externally. It limits the expression. So right now, you may be feeling all of this energy. The darkness is flowing through us. We're processing a lot of psyche, a lot of psychic energy at this time. When that happens, possessed people realize this and they utilize this energy to throw these parties where communal consciousness can be shaped into expected outcomes. It's just Hegelian dialectic. It's natural within us. We figure it out when we're little kids. this thing that blows my fucking mind and annoys the hell out of me is people they forget about it. But the reason they forget isn't because they're stupid, it's because they're weak. And why are they weak? It's because they placated the true work of life for some other external bullshit. But that's my judgment. That's what I have to get over. That's my righteous indignation speaking. Because everyone's got their own shit, and unless you experience it, unless you know it, you really can't talk about it. But I can talk about it to the extent in which I've experienced it within myself when I've went through my shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and I've overcome them. So that's why I talk, because I know it's possible. And it is a most worthwhile investment, not only for you, but for this world, for everyone else. So reconcile your negatives. What emotions are binding you up? What are you feeding into? How can you process those in the optimal way for yourself and for others? Is it an echo response or creative flow? All right, well, thanks for watching, listening, and being.